How will you get over that hurt on that? Are you mentally tough enough to deal with that now?
I think that's why I'm at peace now with everything, because I'm over that. I can't worry about it. And plus, it's so far gone. You know, nobody even expects me to do anything anymore, so I don't get that. It's more so like, when are you going to retire, or, you know, you're not done yet. And those are the same people. I'm not going to let them drive me out. Like, I let them get me back on the floor early because I was really just mentally saying, you know what, I need to be on the floor. But now they're not going to run me off because I know I still have basketball left in my body.
What is it that you did not achieve in your career that bothers you the most?
NBA championship. That finals that we got swept to Houston, I felt like we were the better team. And I still have nightmares about that game, because that series, because I felt like that we should have won that series. And even though that's in the past, that's what drives me today. I still want a championship.
I think your career is over.
It's not, Coach. It's not over by a long shot. Believe me. I mean, everything can look dark, but it's not dark for me. You know, it's looked that way for the last 5 or 6 years. I'm still here. I have confidence in my game and in myself. I just have to get my body where I want it, and I know that I have the time to do that. I'm on my own time schedule, and it's not over for me. I'll be playing in the NBA next year.
He will be 35 when next season starts. Is his, I mean, you heard John Thompson say he thinks his career is over. What do you think, Rich?
Well, if anything, this game is a game of second opportunities. And looking at that piece and seeing him work out, I'm sure out of 30 teams, there's going to be one team that's willing to take a gamble. Obviously, people do get second chances, and I think Penny is trying to reach out to one of these teams and get a second chance. Because early on in his career, and we had some battles in his first 2 years in Orlando and Indiana, where I could see the comparisons that they were making to the next Magic, as someone being able to play point and handle and so forth. But the Penny that I've seen the last 2 or 3 years, obviously we really haven't seen him because he hasn't been playing, has been somewhat disappointing.
You know, it's really tough because we in the media, and unfortunately we're in the media now, we're not playing anymore. If somebody say they're hurt, we got to believe them. And it's, you know, they say things that these guys are soft or he's taking their money and run with it. Well, I played with a guy in Philadelphia who was the best player I ever played with. His name was Andrew Toney. And he said he was hurt, and the team said he wasn't, the media said he wasn't, but then we found he was, and his career, we had ruined his career because he had stress fractures in both his feet. So I don't know. I think he's a nice kid. I think he was really talented. The best way for him to shut up his critics is come back, play for really no money, and just say, I just want to prove to y'all I could play, and I was hurt. Because he's made his money, and people always say he took the money in, but the only way to shut him up is say, you know what, I'll play for the minimum. I've got enough money. I just want to play basketball. Give me a chance. That's the only way it can work.
Well, he would have been arguably in the top, the next 50 players, if he would have had health. You know, health did take things away from Penny Hardaway, bar none. However, Father Time way more. And the one thing I know that Reggie knows, I know it, and I'm sure Charles knows, is that your mind still thinks that it could do the things that your body sometimes can't. You see things on the floor, and I'm sure Penny even plays with guys, and he sees things that they don't even see. But his body can't get there. And, you know, I joked about you, Reggie, last year. I said when Tayshaun Prince blocked your shot 2 years ago, I said, no, that wasn't Tayshaun Prince. That was Father Time that caught Reggie, because he would have dunked that 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Or wouldn't have got caught.
Yeah. And the thing that happens is Penny is smarter than probably all the players that he's playing with and that are playing in front of him. That even hurts him more because he was athletic, but he also had a fundamental about his game, and he understood the game. So that hurts him more to have to sit when he knows he's smarter and just not healthy.
And another thing that hurts him is a lot of players that are still in that draft and that have come after him a year or two are still playing in the game. And that's what's hurting them, and they're still stars. Like you see Shaq still flourishing down in Miami, and he played with Shaq. But one came after Shaq.
One thing I'll never do is question a guy if he says he's hurt, because he's the only person who knows. I hate when reporters and fans say guys take the money and run, because, hey, you're the only person to know if you're hurt.
And everyone's threshold is different.
Yeah.
And I've never met a player that if you sat through and say, are you going to play tonight? And they say no. If you leave it up to them, they will always say they will play. You have to sometimes.
It's that
pull them back.
boxer's mentality where they never want to throw in the towel and never want their corner to stop the fight. They always feel they can continue. Is that type of
I got one
mentality
more
that
punch.
athletes have?
I got one more punch.
I know I can do it.
And one thing I got to give Penny Hardaway credit for, watching him the last couple years in Phoenix before, he tried to play.
Right.
He never sit over there, and he tried to play.
We'll see what comes of what John Lucas had to say there too. They got somebody going to get the Penny of old or old Penny.
He got a right man working when I love me some John Lucas. He saved many of souls.
Exactly, he has. New broadband channel. It's called TNT Overtime. You find that on NBA.com. Also at AOL.com/NBA.
But plenty of them, y'all shouldn't have beat Houston. Y'all got swept. Y'all wasn't gonna beat us. I'll tell you that. Yeah. When you get swept, it wasn't close. Y'all wasn't beating us. Y'all wasn't better than us.
What is a hypochondriac? What? Are you kidding me?
You act like you use that in everyday language.
I was like, why would they do that, man?
I'm an Auburn grad.
Had to do it tonight. He's not going to be here next week.
I'll see how y'all.